I deleted the 50 best players from the Premier League. In fact, there's not a single player in the Prem that is rated higher than 82. And for 10 full seasons, we're gonna see who's gonna win the Prem, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Champions League. I got a strange feeling we're gonna have a bunch of different winners, and a lot of the larger clubs are probably gonna get relegated. Let me show you some of these squads, but before I do that, please hit the like button for me, the subscribe button if you're new here with the little noti bell. It helps me out a ton. We're chasing 200,000 subscribers. Let's go. So this is Arsenal's starting 11. I mean, it's not that bad, but there's no Martinelli, there's no Saka, there's no Odegaard, and there's no Saliba or Gabriel. Chelsea also looks pretty decent, but there's no Sterling, there's no Thiago Silva, and there's no Enzo Fernandez. Liverpool definitely took a massive hit because there's no Salah, there's no Jota, there's no Gakpo, there's no Alisson, there's no Virgil van Dijk or Robertson. And Manchester City kind of now resembles more of a mid-table Premier League side because there's obviously no Erling Haaland, there's no Ruben Diaz, there's no Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden or Jack Grealish, no Ederson, no Rodri. Well, Man United lost Bruno Fernandes, they lost Christian Eriksen, they lost Onana, they lost Marcus Rashford, and this is their starting 11. Newcastle actually doesn't look too bad, but they did lose Nick Pope, they lost Sven Botman, no Kieran Trippier or Sandro Tonali or Bruno Guimaraes. Spurs actually look kind of decent, but they did take a big hit as well. There's no more James Maddison, there's no more Heung-min Son, no Romero in the back or Vicario Nets. Højbjerg is also gone. The rest of the Premier League clubs didn't really lose anyone, and they stayed the same. So Aston Villa looks pretty decent. Brentford looks the same. They didn't lose anyone. Brighton, there was no changes, and there's nothing at Burnley either. So now with the best 50 players gone from the Premier League, we're actually going to have a very competitive league because all the teams are kind of even. Maybe it's time for Bournemouth or Wolves or West Ham to shine. So let's go to the end of season 1 and see who's going to win some trophies and which of these Premier League sides are going to get relegated. All right, so the first season without the top 50 players in the Premier League is over, and who won the Prem? Well, it was Chelsea. Chelsea won the Prem on 75 points. West Ham a second, Manchester United in third, Villa rounded off the top 4, and Newcastle still in 5th. But Man City finished in 9th, Spurs in 11th, Arsenal in 13th, and Liverpool in 14th. Now, who got relegated? Unfortunately, it was Burnley, Luton, and Sheffield. They still went down. But the Carabao Cup was won by Fulham 2-1 over Aston Villa. Fulham won the Carabao Cup, while the FA Cup in season 1 was won by Arsenal over Everton 3-2. And the Champions League was won by Atletico Madrid 2-0 over Borussia Dortmund. I don't think many English sides are going to be winning the Champions League anytime soon. So let's go to season 2. Season 2 has come to an end, guys. Who won the Premier League? It was Aston Villa. Aston Villa, 74 points, 21-1-6, but Manchester City a close second. Man United in third, Liverpool in fourth, and Spurs rounded off the top 5. While Fulham, Bournemouth, and West Brom got relegated, but Leicester City and Leeds stayed up. They got promoted from last year. And the Carabao Cup in season 2 was won by West Ham United over Forest 2-1. And West Ham did the double. They won the FA Cup as well, this time over Everton. That is 2 finals for Everton and 2 losses. While the Champions League in season 2 also had a surprising winner. It was RB Leipzig over AC Milan 2-1. I think because the rich Premier League clubs like Man City and Liverpool, although they really don't have the players anymore, they still have the bank. They got the cash. They might just keep on buying good players to keep rising to the top of the Prem. But I hope I'm wrong. Let's go to the end of season 3. Season 3 is over, and it was Arsenal that won the league in season 3. They finished tied with Liverpool on 72 points, but they had a better goal difference by 1 goal. So Arsenal are your Premier League champions. Liverpool in second, Manchester United in third, Man City in fourth, Chelsea rounded off the top 5. While the 3 promoted clubs of Norwich, Blackburn Rovers, and Southampton all unfortunately got relegated. But Leicester City and Leeds keep on staying up, guys. Leicester City finished in 16th. They avoided relegation, and Leeds finished all the way in 9th. They actually had a positive win-loss ratio, 69-3 on 57 points. Impressive. Above Aston Villa, too. What happened to Villa? The Carabao Cup in season 3 was won by Liverpool 4-2 on penalties over Spurs. Spurs, man. You still can't win a trophy. Spurs, come on, man. I hope you guys can win something in this video. And never mind. Spurs, they won the FA Cup. They lost the Carabao Cup on penalties, but they won the FA Cup 3-2 over Manchester United. Spurs win a trophy. And the Champions League in season 3 was won by the Italian giant AC Milan over Barcelona 1-0. So far after 3 seasons, Manchester City hasn't won anything. I'm wondering if they're gonna win anything in these 10 seasons. Let's go to season 4. The 4th season without our top 50 players in the Premier League is over, guys, and it was Chelsea. Chelsea again won the Premier League by 1 point. 1 point over Newcastle United. Aston Villa in 3rd, Manchester City in 4th, Man United in 5th, and Leeds United keeps on climbing the table. They got promoted, they stayed up. Last season they finished in 9th. This season they finished in 6th above Spurs. And the Carabao Cup in season 4 was won by Manchester United 2-1 over Brighton. While the FA Cup in Season 4, it had a surprising final and a surprising winner. It was Brentford and Bournemouth won 7-6 on penalties. The Cherries, they won the FA Cup. And the Champions League in Season 4 had a back-to-back winner. AC Milan last season, AC Milan this season, but this time over Real Madrid 2-1. We are halfway through. Season 5 is in the books, and it was Manchester United. They finally won the Premier League. Liverpool in second, Chelsea in third, Arsenal rounded off the top 4. Man City still can't win anything, guys. They're fifth. While getting relegated in Season 5, well, it was Everton, it was Southampton, and it was Watford. Everton, man. Everton got relegated. The Carabao Cup in Season 5 was won by Chelsea 1-0 over West Ham United. 1-0. And just like a few seasons ago when West Ham did the double by winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, Chelsea did the same thing in Season 5. They won the Carabao Cup, and then they won the FA Cup 3-1 over Aston Villa. While the Champions League had a very surprising final in Season 5, it was Porto and Roma won 4-3 on penalties. Roma won the Champions League. These types of finals are for sure the result of big Premier League clubs not having incredible players anymore. Now, before we go into Season 6, I want to see what some of the bigger Premier League sides look like after the 5 seasons. And I can tell you that Erling Haaland is still at Manchester City, and he's only 74 rated. His potential was still there, but he's 27 years old, he's 74 rated, and he actually doesn't really play. Jeremy Doku is still at Manchester City, and he's rated 85. And City brought in Frankie de Jong. He's 89 rated at 31 years old. They also have the American right back Serginho Dest, probably to replace Kyle Walker. And the former Arsenal center back Jurrien Timber is actually now at Manchester City. He's 27 years old and 86 rated. Chelsea brought in Presnel Kimpembe. He's 32 years old and 84 overall. And they also have the Croatian center back Josip Šutalo. He's 28 and 85 overall. I mean, Chelsea really stacked up. They even have Federico Chiesa and 87 rated Joshua Kimmich, who's now 33 years old. While Arsenal still has Kai Havertz, he's 29 years old and 87 rated. Arsenal also has Amadou Onana. He's 83 overall. And the former West Ham center back Naif Agard is also at Arsenal. Manchester United still has Anthony, and he's 28 years old and 87 overall. And they brought in the Dutch left winger Noah Lang, who's 83 rated. They also bolstered up their midfield finally, and they brought in Florentino. Brahim Diaz is also at Manchester United. He's 28 years old and 85 rated. Now, what does Liverpool look like? Well, Darwin is still at Liverpool, 28 years old, 87 overall. Also, for some reason, the 39-year-old 70 rated Dusan Tadic is at Liverpool, and the Algerian Amine Gouiri is there. He's rated 84. Liverpool also brought in Benjamin Pavard to probably replace Virgil van Dijk, and the 29-year-old 84 rated Fran Beltran is who controls the midfield at Liverpool, probably alongside Ryan Gravenberch, who's also still there, and he's 87 rated. Season 6 is in the books, guys, and it was Chelsea once again. Premier League champions, they're starting to dominate. 83 points, Manchester United in second, Spurs in third, and Man City rounded off the top 4. While Leicester City, Fulham, and Sheffield all got relegated. Fulham is going back down to the championship. The Carabao Cup in Season 6 was won by Liverpool over Manchester United 8-7 on penalties. While the FA Cup in Season 6 was won by Spurs over Forest. Spurs won another trophy. That's 2 FA Cups in the last 4 years for them. And the Champions League yet again had another surprising final. It was Rennes and Napoli won the Champions League 3-1. Let's go to the end of Season 7 and see if Manchester City can keep on staying trophyless. Season 7 is over, and the Premier League was won by Liverpool on 67 points. That is a very low amount of points to win the Prem. Newcastle in second on 65 points. Chelsea in third on 64 points. Man United in fourth on 64 points. Spurs on 62. West Ham on 62. What a close table. And getting relegated from the Premier League to the Championship, it was Everton, it was Blackburn Rovers, and it was Middlesbrough. Everton has become kind of like a Premier League / Championship side yo-yo club, really. While Leeds United keeps on staying up, guys, they haven't gotten relegated since they came up. They're staying in the Premier League. They finished in 15th. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup in Season 7, by the way. 3-2 over Manchester United. But then Manchester United won the FA Cup 2-1 over West Ham. And the Champions League, guys, we have our first English winner after 7 seasons. The Champions League. It was won by none other than Tottenham. Tottenham beats Real Madrid 1-0. That is insane. We actually had an all-English semi-final. It was Spurs and Manchester City, and Spurs beat Man City to get to the final to play Real Madrid. But Manchester City, after 7 seasons, is still trophyless. Let's go to Season 8. Season 8, and Manchester United are Premier League champions. Manchester City came in second, though, but they were 5 points behind Manchester United. Arsenal in third, Aston Villa in fourth, Chelsea dropped to 5th, Liverpool in 6th, and Spurs are in 7th. While Leicester City, Southampton, and Fulham, the newly promoted Fulham because they got relegated, they got promoted, they're going right back down. They were horrendous. They won 3 matches and they finished on 25 points. But Leeds United has established themselves as a mid-table Premier League side, maybe even like an upper echelon table Premier League side, because they finished in 10th on 52 points, a respectable season. And after 8 seasons, Manchester City finally won something. They won the Carabao Cup 3-1 over Arsenal, their first trophy in almost a decade. Chelsea won the FA Cup in season 8 over a surprising finalist in Crystal Palace, but Chelsea won 3-0. While the Champions League in season 8, guys, it had an all-German final. It was Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund won the Champions League 2-1. The second last season, season 9, has come to an end, and it was Liverpool in the Premier League. Liverpool 74 points, Spurs in 2nd, Brentford in 3rd. Brentford finished in 3rd in the Premier League, and they're going to be playing in the Champions League, lads, in season number 10. Hello, Brentford. Welcome to the Champions League. While in season 9, it was Watford, Blackburn Rovers, and Coventry City that all got relegated, and also Chelsea. Chelsea almost got relegated. They finished in 16th on 38 points. They were very bad. And in season 9, Bournemouth won another trophy. Bournemouth has officially won more trophies than Manchester City in this video. Bournemouth, they won the Carabao Cup over West Ham 1-0. And Tottenham in season 9 won the FA Cup 4-1 over Sheffield United. While the Champions League had another English winner. It was Manchester United. They won the Champions League, lads, over Atletico Madrid 2-1. Let's go to season 10, the final season, and we're also going to check on Brentford, how they did in the Champions League. The last and final season, season 10, it is over. Who won the Premier League? Finally. It was Manchester City. 10 years later, they finally won the Prem on 72 points, just beating out Liverpool, who finished on 69, Arsenal in 3rd, West Ham in 4th. Where is Brentford? They finished in 3rd last season. They finished in 11th this season, so it might have been a fluke, but hey, they're still in the Champions League. We're gonna have to check up on them. While unfortunately, Leeds United, after almost a decade in the Premier League, they finally got relegated. They finished in 18th, and they're going back down to the Championship alongside Everton, who are absolutely horrendous this video, and Birmingham City. In season 10, Manchester United won the Carabao Cup 2-0 over Brighton. And the FA Cup in season 10 was won by Newcastle over a surprising finalist in Blackburn. While the Champions League in season 10 again had an all-German final. It was Bayer Leverkusen and Dortmund, and Bayer Leverkusen won 3-1. Now we gotta check on Brentford because they were in the Champions League. Where did they go? How did they finish? Who did they play? Well, they were in Group G, and Group G had PSG, Rangers, and Midtjylland, and Brentford, they didn't make it out. They finished in 3rd. They were above Rangers, so that's a W. 2-1 and 3, 5 goals for, 8 goals against on 7 points. They weren't embarrassing. I mean, they held their own. So there you have it, 10 seasons without the top 50 best players in the Premier League, and it was kind of even all over the board. We had Manchester United win some trophies, Liverpool and Chelsea, even Bournemouth won some stuff, and it took Manchester City a whole decade to win the Premier League again. So thank you very much for watching, lads. I really appreciate it. Let me know how your team did in the comments. Maybe you were disappointed with some of your team's results. Maybe you are a Leeds fan and you saw Leeds stay up in the Premier League for an entire decade. Maybe you were a Manchester City fan and you saw Manchester City struggle the entire video. Also, let me know if you got any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy, stay healthy, and always keep smiling. All right, peace, 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 peace.